catch on earlier that today's interview is going to be strictly English. That's actually why I did about 90% of the Masem bit in English, so that you'd start getting costed to it, you know. Then you start remembering all the English they taught you in school. I may run out of English, but forgive me. I know the show is a local show, it's an Akan show, but I'm going back to my English days, you know. I have in the studio a very astonishing woman. She's somebody I so love. I've tried so many times to meet her in person, and she's surprised that I haven't been able to like meet her like that, because she says it is not that difficult to meet her. I have Her Excellency and Sophie Avi.
Thank you.
Akosia.
That's right. Thank you very much for
Akwaba.
having me. Thank you. Amedase.
Oh, good.
I wish I could speak some tree for your viewers, but I would just make a fool of myself. And when I speak, well, I try and speak some tree, people just laugh. Because obviously the way I pronounce it, you know, Nike Samonas has tried to teach me how to say shray crane, or show me the way. See, even you can see. That's it. That's it. I gave up trying. I gave up trying. I'm butchering it, and obviously even the best experts in the language, like Sarkodie or Kwakumanu, they just look at me and say, "We really don't understand what you're saying." So okay.
Oh, but if you try, if you keep speaking it, you get better.
I wish I had started at an early age. You know, there's an age where nothing gets in, and the way you speak is already sort of formatted. So there are sounds that you don't really hear, and sounds that you cannot really pronounce or say and say right. It may sound right to me, but then people say it doesn't mean a thing. So. So, you know, I'm very sorry. Kafra, is that right?
Yeah,
sorry?
Kafra means...
Kafra.
See, you said that beautifully.
I don't know about that, but at least
it's
just a very short one. I can say a very short word, some of them, yeah. I can say buame, which is very helpful, very useful, very useful.
Help me.
Yeah, help me.
And the moment you said buame, it took me to a video I saw some time back. You were around Circle.
Yeah.
What were you doing there?
Well, I wanted to have my phone repaired, and I didn't want to, you know, it was the charger. And I don't know why these phone companies, they keep making different chargers for different phones. So you get a new phone, but it's a different charger. So my charger was not charging. So they told me that if you go to Circle, they've got literally everything when it comes to electronics. So I went to Circle and try and find a charger for my phone, so now you know everything.
You could have gone to the Accra Mall.
Yep.
You could have gone to the ANC Mall, but you chose to go to the local market.
Yeah. Why? So they've got more things, and there's an atmosphere. I like to go to Makola as well. It's just, why wouldn't I, if I have something to buy, why wouldn't I buy directly from a Ghanaian instead of going to a shop that is probably international? And of course, they have the air conditioning. That's an argument, but no, I just like to be. How do you get to connect with people if you only go to places where there are only international people? At least in Circle, nobody knows me. You know. You
think?
Oh yeah.
People took videos of you and they're like, French ambassador no na okono. That means that's the French ambassador going.
Okay.
In Circle.
Oh really?
The video I saw was not a video you took.
No, no, obviously not. I wouldn't take myself. No, there was a video saying that. Okay, okay, all right, okay. But you know, I once went to Makola to buy some vegetables and things, and my manager came with me because he wanted to make fun of me and film me while I was trying to order wache in Tree, and so that's where wache, or buying things, tomatoes and things. And so at the end of my shopping, we just drop everything in the car, and it was like 7:30 in the morning. I hadn't had breakfast. I was starving, and I see a wache, like outdoors like truck place where they were selling wache. It smells good. So there was people waiting. So I just stand in the line and wait for wache. And so I wanted Wache for my manager as well, and there was another guy who is a young guy in Kumasi who out of the blue created an account that is He Loves and Sophie, and I was like, wow. So I invited him and we all went to the market, and then I gave him things so that he could make a meal and everything. So I'm just standing there in the line waiting for my turn to buy Wache, and someone I don't know who it is, because my manager was near me, and this young man was near me as well. You can see him on the picture. Someone from further makes a picture and sends it to other people. And by the time I come back to the office, I receive WhatsApp with the picture. People saying, "Is that you?" I say, "Is that, yeah, yes, it's me, but how did you get that picture?" And I go onto Instagram. It was all over. And the next day in the press, it was all over, like it was something unusual that you queue for Wache. And since then, I've been wondering, what was I supposed to do? I mean, bypass everyone?
You are the French ambassador to Ghana. You go and say,
so we don't eat.
I want Wache, and everybody steps aside for you to go and buy.
I wasn't dressed like, I think I was dressed to go shopping, so I was wearing a t-shirt and a jeans, and nobody couldn't care less whether I'm the French ambassador or the King of England. It doesn't matter. And when you are hungry, you're hungry. You know, even French ambassadors, we have a stomach.
Yes,
and definitely. We are hungry, and we are respectful. I mean, this is not, you know, the people, they have been standing there before me, so why would have bypass and say, okay, you've been waiting for 5 minutes, but you know, I'm an important person, you just step away. No, not at all. I waited, and that was fine. And I was rehearsing Mame Wache 5 CD Me Paucho. And I was rehearsing that in order to be able to say it. And eventually the lady looked at me and said, so sorry, you would like Wache, right? I say, okay, you speak English, that's fine. so yeah, but I still cannot understand why it was so much of an event or something incredible that I just go shopping and eat like everyone else.
Don't you think it may be because we have a lot of ambassadors representing different countries in Ghana? Don't you think 60. It's because you're doing something different that the others aren't doing?
I don't know. I think I do pretty much the same as my colleagues. We do cooperation, we try to tighten the links between our country and Ghana through all the instruments that we have, diplomatic, economic, and you know, operations, cooperation actions like funding associations. We all have about the same tools. I think I was just very lucky to attract attention of bloggers, journalists who took interest in how I was doing it. And because France was not really high profile in Ghana, and we are not doing that much. We are very much involved in all over Africa, and we have made a choice of having a diplomatic presence in every single country in Africa. Therefore, the means we have are split among all these countries. So some countries have made a different choice. They picked 5 main important priority countries in Africa, and they put all their means there. So they have more money to invest, more grants, more things. We have to split among everyone. Like when you have 50 children, you cannot give as much as when you only have 5. And so I thought, whatever we're doing, which is modest, but it's still occupying my teams, and they're very dedicated, and they're doing so much. It takes of their time and commitment, and it's not visible, because it's when you give a few thousand euros to an association, but just one association to do one specific event, it doesn't make the headlines. But if you put all the different supports that we gave to in the area of sports, in the area of gender, in the area of biodiversity, in the area of engineering, medical studies and everything. If we do that by subject, and if we put together all we are doing, the kind of cooperations we are doing, then it becomes meaningful. And that's how we, with Bolloré, well, actually he pushed me and I had to do it. We did the TV show Touch of France.
Touch of France, yeah.
Where we thought, let's take one subject, health, for instance, and you know, go through all what France is doing in the area of health when it comes to supporting Ghana, supporting multilateral funds like the World Funds and Gavi for vaccination, and how we chip in and how it eventually gets to Ghana. And let's have a look at what France is doing in that area, how we are organized, how our hospitals are organized, just to give a flavor of people to say, oh, here's how we are doing. It's no better, no worse, it's just how we're doing. And then have a Ghanaian VIP in studio with me to discuss, comment what those documentaries have been about. And it was obviously looked upon as very innovative. But it was basically doing my job, but doing it, reaching out to more people.
To more people.
What I do on a daily basis when I talk to authorities, MPs, is, oh, you know, in France we are chipping in, we are contributing to this, here's the kind of cooperation we are doing, here's what our companies are doing. But instead of doing that to 2, 3, 4 people, I was doing it on a TV screen and sharing with a Ghanaian who would give his insight and react and say, oh, that's interesting, oh, I didn't know that, or sometimes they knew even more than I did about the policy in France.
Okay.
And that would speak directly to the people who were watching them, because the people I was having a conversation with were people they loved, and therefore they would believe and listen to what they were saying. If they say, oh, you know, France, what I love about France is this and this, then they are bound to believe it. If I say, oh, you must love France, you know, I'm the French ambassador, my country is wonderful, you need to love France. People say, okay, that's what you're paid for, right? You are here to promote your country, so thanks very much, you're just doing your job. So it was just a different way of addressing it and making it accessible, and also giving some visibility on what diplomatic work is actually. But all my colleagues are actually doing the same kind of diplomatic work. I just presented it, displayed it, maybe staged it in a different way that caught attention of people who eventually, you know, shed the light onto what the embassy and what I was doing. And I think I have just more visibility. I'm not doing more or better. If you remember my UK colleague, Ian. He had cycled around Ghana.
Yes.
To go to villages, see the cooperation things they had done, like boreholes and things, see on site what they had brought to the communities. And because he was not coming with a big squad of cars, but by bicycle, he was able to connect with the people, spend time with them. I thought that was a genius idea. So he made me understand, and I really need to give him credit for that. He made me understand that we can use different ways to convey the same messages, and that communicating about what diplomatic work is, we can use creativity to you know, that it speaks to people's hearts and it makes diplomacy understandable. If we don't do that, diplomacy to people is mainly cocktails, talking to president, government members, riding cars with a flag on it, usually with a motorcade. Because,
with a motorcade, you know, so you don't stay in traffic and all that.
We don't stay, which I just hate. I just hate doing that. Motorcades, I just don't do that.
You don't move with motorcade?
No. No. Normal people, what would it look like? I'm a guest here, okay? What would it look like if I was telling Ghanaians, sorry guys, I mean, just move, I've got a motor, I'm an important person. If I have an appointment, I will leave the embassy earlier and make sure that it takes into account the traffic to eventually be on time. Why would I bypass people who are going to work, it is their country, why would I bypass them? It's about respect, and I think that it's something that to me is the most important. Diplomacy begins with respect. You have to respect whoever you're talking to, you have to respect the country in which you are working. You have to respect the people, you have to listen to them. If you come and say, I know better, right, I'm going to tell you what you need, this is not working. So respect goes through observing, listening, and it's key. If you want people to respect you, have to respect them.
It goes both ways.
Of course.
And let's talk about your interest in the entertainment industry. You host a show yourself, and all over social media would see videos of you and other people in the industry, actors and actresses, musicians. You're all over the place in the entertainment industry. What's your interest exactly in the entertainment industry?
Well, it wasn't decided overnight. I didn't one day say, oh, I know, I'm going to do something with the entertainment industry because it's meaningful, let alone it's always fun to meet these people, right? No, it really was built slowly, and then it made sense, because when I met some of these artists who themselves are brand ambassadors, who themselves are somehow cultural ambassadors of Ghana to the world, I thought, but after all, we are doing the same job when it comes to bridging countries, sharing cultures, bridging the people. So that's how suddenly we realized, when I was talking with some of these great artists, that we had the same kind of objective. Sharing our culture, making our culture known and loved by other people. They are doing that as Ghanaians to the world. I'm doing that as a French to Ghana. But so that is one of the common things that linked us. And then for the movie industry and cinema, it really happened. I don't know how. I was asked to play a role in a movie, and I thought, is that really, does that really make sense? And because it was the role of a French publisher who has interest in literature and a supportive role, I thought it's actually meaningful, supportive, like France is supporting projects in Ghana. A French publisher who takes interest in Ghana talents, literature, it's exactly what we're trying to do. We have a little opportunity to promote and promote Ghana's company, Ghana's economy, Ghana's talents. And I thought the symbol of that was meaningful. Therefore, I agreed to do it. That's how I met Jackie Appiah, I met Kalsum Sinare, and I was so impressed. You know, I'm not an actress at all, even though they were kind enough and forgiving enough to nominate me at the Ghana Movie Awards for that role. But I was so impressed. You know, for the very first time, I had learned my lines, you know, like a student learning her lessons by heart. I knew I absolutely knew absolutely all my lines. And the very first scene I had to shoot was with Kalsum Sinare. She is a legend, you know. And the only luck was that in that scene I was supposed to play someone who I was very embarrassed. So the character was embarrassed because she was a nosy neighbor. She wanted to sort of know things, ask me questions, and I didn't want to answer. And I didn't know why she wanted me to come in, have a seat, and all I wanted to do was run away. And I didn't even have to pretend because I was so embarrassed. I looked embarrassed. It was naturally. I looked naturally embarrassed. So that was my very first encounter with cinema.
Do you plan, if another producer should contact you for another movie, would you do it?
No, unless it is meaningful. So I did something. I was casted by Mawuko Kwatsi to do just a scene with Niki Samonas. That's when she decided to trap me with some tree. And it was playing a French journalist at a fashion. It's not fashion. It was some sort of a salon about design, and I thought, yeah, it does make sense because it conveys the message that France values graphic arts, design, architecture, and all that. That yes, France hosts lots of salons and festivals in this area, so it is meaningful to the kind of information and messages I want to convey.
You want to convey.
But playing acting or playing a role that has absolutely nothing to do and that is not conveying any kind of messages that people could draw away and say, oh yeah, so you know, about France or about what, they wouldn't make sense. So maybe when I finish my diplomatic career, if people consider that I was a born actress and I didn't know about it, then I might have fun do that. But obviously it's such a hard work.
It's hard work.
It's
and
very
time
hard work.
consuming.
It's very time consuming because you have to do many takes, and so you try and be natural and play it, and then say they cut and then take again. What?
And they'll take from this angle and they'll take from that angle.
They have to do exactly the same. So how can it be natural doing exactly the same? It's a very hard job. The second thing I did with de Graft, actually, Samuel de Graft, was an episode of a series that was Searching for a Wife, I think. And the episode was about the hero getting scammed by a visa agent.
Okay.
And I was playing my role as an ambassador. And I thought it was very important to use every possible means, be it an episode of series, to convey that message, not to warn people about using agents.
For
visas. Anyone who comes and says, I can facilitate, or I can assist, or I can, and will of course charge. It's a scam. No one can assist.
But Anne, that takes us to getting a visa to travel.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this because you're here. People who follow me on social media knows it. France is a country I would love to go to. I mean, I always tell myself that if I travel the whole world and I don't go to France, I won't consider myself as somebody who has traveled. Now, somewhere last year, this is about the issue of engaging agents. I thought of engaging an agent, and this is why. I called the embassy and told them I wanted a tourist visa. I just wanted to go to France for a week. And then also they gave me a website to go fill the forms and all that. But halfway through filling the forms, I was confused. There are things that we Ghanaians are not used to. If I'm filling a form and you ask me zip code, you ask me, they will ask road, something, they would ask for streets, and they will ask, and it all seemed the same. So I would fill the forms and it would seem like 3 steps in a row, the answer is the same. I said, no, I am most likely doing something wrong. Why don't I pause and engage the services of an agent and do it? So in a case like mine, will it be wrong to engage the services of an agent?
Yes, it would. And you are intelligent, so you know that you know where you live, you know your date of birth, you know your name. You don't need no one to tell you. Thanks for telling me that filling in that form sometimes can be confusing.
Can be very confusing.
Even me, sometimes I fill in forms and it's American kind of, template, and they ask state. And we don't have such thing as a state, right?
In
Alabama,
Ghana,
and no,
what do I say?
We don't have that. So yes, it's sometimes the IT template format forms that end up saying that. So usually zip code, you just write Accra, and you don't need to pay an agent for that. The problem is that this agent will interfere in the process, and doing that will try to make money by selling a service that's not existent. I mean, we do 7,000 to 10,000 visas a year. So people find a way to fill in the form. And if they don't know, they call the consulate.
Okay.
They just ask the consulate. They just send an email. They just go onto the French embassy website. They find the consulate the consulate email and say, I'm lost filling in France visa. And there's a help on the France visa website. There's a help. So you can also ask there. And everything is free, so why would you pay the service of an agent? The problem is that those agents, they will want to make even more money. So say, oh, don't worry, I will get you an appointment. The appointment is to be made through VFS. At the moment, the contract we have to handle the appointments is VFS. They sell it 70 cedis, not a penny more, not a penny less.
70 Ghana cedis.
Ghana cedis to make an appointment. And even if you have to postpone, you can postpone. It's once and for all. Some people are buying those appointments with fake names, fake emails, fake everything. So they are overbuying to make sure that there is no appointment available for 3 months. And they can sell back for up to 800 cedis these appointments. And not only are they not entitled to do that, the contract we have is with VFS and no one else. It's making profit on the back of people to compensate a shortage that they have created by buying those slots in advance. I've been through the 500 because the VFS was saying, oh, I'm fully sorry, we are fully booked until September. I said, okay, this is enough. I want the list of appointments from now till September.
Till September.
And I went through the almost 600 appointments. 200 of them were made by agents with fake emails, fake motives. They were lying on the motives because they have found a BS that if you pretend that your appointment is for family reunification, you have a priority because you have family and we do not keep people separated. So of course, but it never happens. There's not enough diaspora in Ghana, in France. So we know that something that's very rare. We have like 1, maybe 2 a year. And there were 200 family reunification or return visa or family visit. We know it's impossible.
It's impossible.
They sometimes say, oh, let's try student visa because they think they will get a slot. For a 5-year-old, a student visa, seriously?
5-year-old.
Yeah. So we know it's fake. So what we do is just we cancel them all, which means that those poor people who have used this agent to book in their name and who probably have paid 800 Ghana, and this agent has put a fake, a wrong motive for travel because they thought it wise to say it's for family reunification, therefore we will have a priority appointment. We had to cancel it, and what would have happened if they had eventually turned up for the appointment? We say, okay, so you are applying for family reunification. The person said, no, I apply for tourism. Well, sorry, denied. Because you lied. Because you lied. And those poor people said, no, but I didn't do it. Someone did it for you. Well, too bad. You don't have anyone do your blood test for you. Okay?
You do it yourself.
It's as personal as a blood test, as a passport, as a driving license. So there are requirements. You have, and giving your bank account, would you trust anyone with your bank account? So these agents, once they've hooked you by saying, oh, I can get you visa, and there's a whole network. Oh, if I don't have an appointment, don't worry, I've got a colleague who might have, because they make stocks. They buy those appointments, they make stocks, and then they sell them back for 10 times more. It's definitely a scam. And then they can, some people say, yeah, but you know, I don't have, I'm afraid I will be denied because I don't have enough means or whatever. That scammer will say, oh, don't worry. And they make up fake bank accounts, fake pay slips. They make up all sorts of fakes. Like we are stupid. Like my consulate is stupid. Like we are not working with Ghana Immigration, with with people with SNIT, with people, you know, all sorts of institutions that enable us to check whether it is a real or a fake. Of course, everything is checked. They give they think, oh, you need a hotel reservation, no problem. They make it up, or they make a hotel reservation and then they cancel it. So they print the reservation and they cancel. Okay? What do you think my team is doing? They're calling the hotel to check the reservation exists. No hotel reservation. Obviously, they're trying to, you know, lie, and it makes us suspicious. Therefore, they're denied. So just be genuine and tell the truth. Why would you say you want to travel for business if the only thing you want to do is visit the Eiffel Tower? We live on tourism. Tourism is one of our top income resource.
In France?
In France. France has 60 million inhabitants, 100 million tourists.
Wow.
So we have more tourists than French. And the French, on top of that, are the #1 tourists in France because they are moving around.
They move around.
But we want people to come and visit. We want you to come and spend your money in France. We want you to come and buy French posh handbags, consume in restaurants, go to the museums and pay the entry. We want you to come. We want people to come. So, but we don't want them to lie. We don't want them to immigrate illegally, so pretend they want to come for tourists and actually have no intention of returning, because then they would be in trouble. And we don't want them to be in a situation where they go to France and they have nowhere to stay, and their experience of France turns out to be a nightmare. So we just want to make sure that if they go to France, they go for the right reasons. If they say it's a business trip, great. Who's the company you're going to visit? What's the salon you're going to attend? What's the conference you're going to attend? Well, actually, Disneyland with my children. Or some people say we want to go for business, and we've got a whole family. You say, you've got to be kidding. Why don't you tell the truth? You would just want to go for tourism.
Business for an entire family?
Yeah.
Wow. So
it doesn't make sense. They think that we will give them a visa more seriously because, oh yes, of course, he's a businessman. No, even as a businessman, you are entitled to a holiday. And we're only too happy that you're going to take your children to Disneyland. Why would you pretend you're going for a conference? So just tell the truth. And if you have difficulties filling in the form, use the help form, the question, I think there's even a chat on the website. And if you cannot find, you can call or email the consulate. But talk to the people who know. What would an agent know? Is he the IT guy who programmed the France visa? Not at all. He has no accreditation for consul. He knows nothing. So whatever advice he's going to give you, he's made them up.
Okay.
We have no one accredited to give any advice. Even me, there are lots of things I don't know. And when people ask me, and I get sometimes people texting me, say, not in the car coming here. Someone said, I have a French visa on my Lebanese passport. Can I transfer it to my Ghana passport? And I said, you know what? I have no idea. So whatever I will say, I might misguide you. So please send an email to the consulate. They will tell you.
They will tell you.
If I do not know, what could some self-proclaimed agent know? So whatever he's going to tell you is most likely to misguide you, to be outdated, because, you know, France and Schengen, 26 countries, we have lots of regulation and requirements. It keeps changing. So what is true today, because they might change the regulations in the meantime, might not be true tomorrow. So whoever says, oh no, I've done that, don't worry, I know, I'm an agent, I know perfectly well, I can assist you for visa, and you're bound to say something that is wrong. And we have so many people who arrive at the desk completely confused, oh, but I thought, I was told, and we are just, we say, but who told you? The only people who are entitled to tell you anything about visa is the consulate.
It's a consulate.
That's all, you know.
Wow.
So why would you?
That's good. Do
you see what I mean? Why would you ask? Would I ask you how to mend the engine of my car? And just because you think you can make money by telling me, oh yes, of course, I can handle that, and you make a big mess.
I know nothing about it.
If you know nothing. So why? So please, thank you for the opportunity of telling your viewers and everyone, and if you could translate it into, do not go through any agent.
That part I'll make sure I translate in Tree before the end of the interview.
No Ghanaian, no anyone, no one, even if the person is French and pretends he knows the ambassador and knows the consul, no one, only the consulate, and not even my security guards, right? No one. The only people working in the consulate have the information on how to get a visa. Anyone who pretends he knows, even the guy who's watching my car park, he doesn't know. He's not with the embassy. He doesn't know. So if he's telling you, oh, I know how to get you, it's a scam. Report him to me immediately.
Okay.
So anyone other than the people from the consulate or the online France visa chat.
So those who advertise France visa, 30,000 cities, 40,000 cities.
It's a scam.
No scam.
It's a scam. And please direct them to me so I can immediately report them.
Honestly, so I would easily have fallen prey to scammers.
Of course.
Because when, like I was telling you, last year I so wanted to go to France. I so wanted to go to France. So when I couldn't fill out the forms, I was just trying to contact some few agents. And I know that travel and tour companies that organize these tourists packages and all that. But the time I wanted to go, I hadn't seen any package. If I had seen a travel and tour run a package, I most likely would have joined their tourism.
I'm telling the agency, the travel agency, you can organize the tour in a way that you decide to visit this and this and this, organize the booking of the hotel so you get a discount, organize the flight so you get, you know, group flight. That is perfectly fine. Do you organize the passports for your people? No.
No.
Do you pack their cases?
No.
No. Do you do the COVID test in their place? No. So you have no right whatsoever to meddle into the visa process. The visa is a personal thing. It has your name on it. It's on your passport.
On your passport.
No one should meddle into that. No one. Because if they get you banned, if they get you denied and banned, then you have your eyes to cry, and that's all. And you can always say, oh, it's not my fault, it was the agent. Say, sorry, now you're in the system and you are banned and denied for 26 countries. That's all the agent is.
All 26 countries?
Of course. When you are denied in one of the 26, you are denied for all. When you have a visa for France, and if you want to go for 2 months, and then you decide, oh, how about I go to Spain and visit Spain and a bit of Italy, your visa allows it.
Yeah, sure, okay? Because it's Schengen.
It's Schengen, 26 countries. So the good thing, when you've got a visa for any of the 26 countries, and the one that issues the visa is the first country you're visiting.
Okay.
That's the, the arrangement we have among ourselves. So it gives you access to 26 countries. But when you get denied and banned, you are denied in 26 countries. And we see a lot of people who are then coming, they tried their luck with the Italian embassy and they were denied, and they tried their luck with Spain, they denied, they tried their luck with the Netherlands, they're denied, they tried their luck with Germany, they're denied. And they don't realize that they're in the system.
So if you denied one, it's cuts across and you're denied everywhere.
Of course.
Oh, wow.
So people have to take things seriously.
Wow.
And do things seriously. And you are serious about yourself. No agent gives a toss about whether you are denied or not. What matters to him is to take your money and run.
That makes so much sense.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that makes sense.
Thank you for that clarification. Seriously, it was needed. Thank you. And before we come back to the interview, let me do the translation quickly.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Then we continue the interview. Our Erishamono, Mijide Ehunde Cesare wo French Ambassador Wahamonom, Her Excellency Anne Sophie Ave Wasan Wofrena Akusia. Mibisan about Eripe Visa na Edzako France. Na oli chiremede se epe visa is ako France bomodina na wankasa apply for visa no on your own. Men find share agent binansa de a visa agent intersection nsa na ekwana visa agent wo fada wo ye hono bookings no onu nti na dodo nara wokwa na wa bounce one visa because akorisam na wodi wo forms no do wo forge documents na ze urban hotel bookings obobook hotel no wi na wa cancel but them information ni nyina ne se edi hye wo document no duwie na forward ko embassy wa onwa asumpo wo ka check nti se ke dey book hotel wo book ka check hotel na hwe so bookings no oye papa se the fake bank details ezokwa wo bo cross check with bank no wa hwe se details na ezebe no oye authentic information biala agent no ozeboko no obe check wa hwe so oye authentic nti se bibi onkoye wo form no do pe no che the visa we deny you into obeya wankasa fill form no. If you have the same problem and na memory wo fill forms na odu baby and I a bit confused watch the site na fill forms no wodo no. There is a help button. Watch help wo mbwa na emiedo na enye obi wo consulate hormonom akasa na watch mosima over there fill forms na pepepe because like a lot of countries CCR in there, I'm a meeting harmony on Chel, although I am tourism ambassador, because in there motor waha, or china motor waha, me parking to papa, inti, Mijino Mufunda, Eboheno me check hotel bookings, flight bookings, na me day, or the one kasa, etum, na ejije, in yaman katibi, neta monhu. Ama wo visa general, why easy. Men kong kedi visa connection money be nature. Na onji wuska na undi adibiewa okenye se ekaje France visa na se wo deny visa na 26 countries ahụ nyina wa Schengen countries and kekita France visa ebotum na da kwadam countries na nyina wo deny o France we deny won kan nyina la nti se eko Italian embassy na rekwa kaje visa wo homonom no wo deny wa eba France embassy a ehwo so wo be deny oye damonoti Intini make sure that a kaje visa information no oya accurate oya wopia ko hwisam didodo France ye lukwe enkasra wonana esa kasra wonana Said today me pede Eiffel Tower. Kade, you just want to go there to go and check the Eiffel Tower. But the very first place I'll go to when I get to France is that place. Because I so want to take pictures there. What's that? Pictures. And I will know I have entered France. So why would I go and lie on my application that may could join a family? I don't have any family in France. I don't know anybody in France. Of course, now I know somebody. So we are going back to the interview. I know you are enjoying. I know you're enjoying all the questions that are coming. I am seeing all of it. A lot of people are sending questions. Oh. Okay, so somebody wants to know. Okay, so he's asking that you're leaving in August.
Yes.
After you've left, is that it for Ghana?
No.
You have plans?
Yes.
Share with us?
No.
Oh, Anne!
I'm having
just a little.
No, I want to keep well. The first something that people know is that I have a house here, so I keep coming back. But yeah, I want to keep something so that I can carry on modestly to help communities and do something. So I will announce that on my National Day. But I don't want to give it away now because we're still, putting it together.
Okay.
But yes, no, I can't leave and don't turn back. It's impossible. Ghana has become a second homeland. I think I'm not sure this is usual, and wherever you're posted, you really fall in love with the country where you are. I think Ghana has something very special.
Very special.
Hospitality, atmosphere, the people. You make friends very easily. I think people are very genuine and I don't know. It's easy to connect. With the people
here.
So I have felt welcome from the very beginning. They then have made me feel more than welcome. Part of this community. And they even managed to make me feel like I'm part of the family, which is an amazing talent. When you know how to make feel special, well, that is something that Ghanaians have. So no, it will not be it. I am bound to come back. So you're not rid of me. But I can't imagine leaving and not coming back and not having some strings attached to come back to.
How long have you been in Ghana?
4 years.
4 years. And within that 4 years period, okay, so I saw your interview where you said if you fall in love, if you find love in Ghana here, you definitely are going to get married and be here. So within the 4 year period that you've been here, and you haven't found anybody you're falling in love?
I fell in love with the country, which is a big thing. No, hang on. Let me just put that record straight. Because Abeku Santana, you know Abeku, he could make you say anything, right? So actually, the question I was answering was not that. Was he said, would you? It was one of the viewers who asked me if I would marry him, which I didn't know him, so of course I couldn't say yes like this. Anyway, and I do not want to discuss my private status because that is really, no one really cares, and it's not diplomatic work. But Abeku said something, and he said, but you wouldn't marry a Ghanaian, would you? Which I thought was quite offensive. Why wouldn't I? And I actually answered, why wouldn't I?
Okay.
Actually, many French are married, well, some French people are married to Ghanaians. We have many mixed couples from West Africa and French. And so why wouldn't I? What would be the hurdle for a French to marry a Ghanaian? So, and then I said, yeah, if I had met the man of my life in Ghana, I would have married in Ghana. But I don't think it's on the agenda to get married full stop. So no.
Oh, okay. I get it. And before we go, you have an upcoming event?
Yeah.
On Tuesday?
Absolutely.
What is it about?
You see, as you rightly said, I've been very lucky to have many people following me on social media and everything. So when I went to Kumasi, I tried something, and it was a meet and connect. So I told my followers out there, I say, okay, people are saying, oh, I'd like to meet you. I said, okay, let's get together. And we did that in Kumasi. We had a fantastic time, and Kweku Manu was there and made the show because,
Oh.
You have Kweku Manu, you give him a mic, and he just
steals
the show. He does it. And we had Lifik who came to sing, and it was such an amazing moment of connection with those people who are following me, commenting on my social media, and suddenly they had faces, and I could actually interact with them. So we said, let's do that in Accra. We did one in Cape Coast, but it was within the university, and I'll do one in Tamale next week, actually, next weekend, next Saturday. So let's do one in Accra, and I thought it would be like a handful of people who would like to come and meet, and we wanted to do registration to have a broad idea of how many people would turn up, and we had over 1,000 people who had registered within 24 hours. So I said, okay, we've got a problem. We need to have a bigger venue, and we really want to make that moment an incredible moment of unity, where we can get together. When I get to and have interactions with many people who would be there, so we'll have lots of opportunities during the evening. I did live with my manager to try and explain what it's going to be, what the event's going to be, and he kept telling me, no, don't say there will be these artists, don't say. So I was allowed to say, yes, we will have a bit of a dance challenge, we will have games with giveaways, we will have artists performing, we will have, but I'll try really to get together and get in contact with as many of my followers, because that's really the whole point. I think what I will keep, the legacy, I don't know, of my tenure is that I have been blessed and lucky to be able to connect with the people. So that's really what the Meet and Connect is about. So that's 21st of June, 6 p.m. UPSA. And the registration, actually on my Instagram bio, there's the Eventbrite registration link. So you are on the list, and turn up early. I know it's not a very Ghanaian thing, right?
It's not Ghanaian, I know, right?
Yeah, but because it's free seating, first in, first row.
Okay, so if you don't come early,
you are sitting at the back, and you might not be called on stage. You might not be. I might not get all the way to you. So turn up on time, and as from 6, there will be things happening. So please do turn up at 6 p.m. normal time. The time we have on the watch, not the usual Ghanaian time.
Anne, I want to be sure. Now we're done. Honestly.
Okay, so now we're off camera.
No, we are still on camera. I'm out of questions. But did I pronounce your name right? Anne Sophie Ave.
Exactly.
Oh, so I did it right.
Absolutely.
Who named you Akosia?
I think it's the Ghanaians, actually, very naturally. They kept asking me, what day were you born? What day were you born? And Sunday born. And
then you're right.
Yeah, I'm a Sunday. So they were calling me Akosia. Because that's one of the very first questions Ghanaian ask you when you arrive, right? Just after Akwaba, what day were you born? You're like, what? And then they tell you, then your name would be Akosia. And so many people were saying, Akosia, because you're a Sunday in Ghana, you would be Akosia. I said, okay, let's add that to my name. And I love that name, Akosia, actually. I think it's nice.
It's been interesting.
Thank you very much.
It's been interesting. It's been great having you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.